Am I the asshole for trying to talk my friend out of taking a paternity test? My friend Nick and his wife Jess just had a baby. I'm close friends with both of them. The baby looks just like Nick, there is no question they are related. One of Nick's friends is a bit of a MG-toe type of guy and he brainwashed Nick into wanting to take a paternity test. Nick asked my advice on how to bring up this topic with Jess. I was shocked. I thought their relationship was good and they trusted each other. And the baby looks just like Nick. I started asking Nick questions as to why he thinks Jess cheated. What did she do that made him suspicious? He admitted that she didn't do anything, but he needs this test to be certain. So I told Nick that it's a bad idea and could really hurt Jess. She had an extremely traumatic birth. The baby was huge, she didn't get an epidural and everything ripped. I think she might even have postpartum depression. What she needs is support and love, not accusations of cheating. He kept saying he needs this to be certain and Jess should be understanding. So I asked him how he would feel if Jess asked for a paternity test for him and Anna's, his female best friend's, baby, who was born last year. He said he would be really disappointed in Jess and it would make him rethink their entire relationship, possibly even break them up. But it's different, because Jess doesn't have to spend money on and raise Anna's baby, thinking it's hers when it might not be. Nick is now mad at me for not supporting and helping him. He says that I'm a woman and I could never understand how it is to the father and I'm not even trying to understand it, which is partially true. But I can say the same thing about him, that he is not even trying to understand how it is to the mother to be baselessly accused of cheating after such a traumatic birth. Am I the asshole? Edit for clarification. Nick didn't have a baby with Anna, the best friend. Anna had a baby with her own boyfriend. I just tried to use that as an example, asking Nick how would he feel if Jess asked for a paternity test on them just to be sure Nick didn't cheat on her with Anna and fathered Anna's child. It was just an example, hoping to make him see how hurtful accusations like this are. There's a thread you should show him. He should read the comments. This guy nuked his relationship doing this. There are times when it is valid to get a test. But in a loving relationship with a partner who has given him no reason to think she was unfaithful, this may cost him his marriage. And if he goes ahead with it, then that's his choice. You've done all you can. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. When you asked him about the other woman's baby paternity test, he gets the point. Then immediately goes, but this is different. If Nick is moving into this mode of being as a result of this other friend's influence, then that guy must really suck. New Nick is not improved. You are supporting him. You are encouraging him not to make a stupid decision. Not the asshole. Tell him clearly this will almost certainly lead to divorce. Then wash your hands of it. And maybe distance yourself from him. He sounds like a not great human. Family member did this on the sly, woman ended the relationship on the spot. Partly for the test, mainly for being stupid, gullible and naive enough to let someone like that whisper poison in his ears. As she said, she could watch her relationship die a slow death from deliberate, ongoing poisoning. Or give it a mercy killing to stop the Oz head games affecting her life. Nick needs to choose between his family and his incel mate. What kind of friend would do this? He needs to turn his thoughts to why his friend planted those seeds. Usually jealousy, envy is the answer. Since you are also close friends with Jess, maybe drop talking to Nick and put your energy into supporting Jess. Nick is going to blow up his relationship and it doesn't look like there is much you can do. When he makes this delusional stupid move, Jess will need all the support she can get. Am I the asshole for wanting to take my daughter fishing? For over a decade, myself and my 4 best friends have had an annual fishing trip. There has always been a no wives, no girlfriends rule, since the beginning, and no one has ever violated it. 2 years ago, my friend, Tim, told the group he wanted to bring his 5-year-old son, to sort of pass the tradition on to the next generation. At that point, only Tim and I had kids, but my daughter was 3 and too young for fishing. We all supported Tim's idea and made a big deal over the little guy. He had a great time and came last year as well. My other friend, Randy, has a 4-month-old son now. When the baby was born, Tim gave Randy a children's fishing pole to give to his son on his 5th birthday. So it seemed clear to me that the tradition had evolved to us plus our kids, which I'm cool with. I mentioned to my friends the other day that my daughter was excited for this year's fishing trip and they looked at me like I was crazy. Tim said I shouldn't bring her, and I was baffled. I was super supportive of him bringing his son. This is no different. My daughter is now the age Tim's son was when he first came on the trip. Another friend brought up the "no wives, no girlfriends" rule, which pissed me off. My 5-year-old daughter isn't anyone's wife or girlfriend. I said if they don't want my daughter there, then I don't want Tim's son there. Tim was offended and stormed out. Randy said what I said was uncalled for. I said I'm bringing my daughter and that's that. I just want to make sure I'm not being an entitled prick. Am I the asshole? Update. I sent this post to my friends, and we talked some more. They ended up apologizing. Daughter is definitely coming on the trip. I know many people assumed that my friends are sexist and horrible, but they're really not. They were just worried that with daughter there we would have to stay at a hotel instead of the usual cabin and not be able to do as many activities. But I assured them my daughter can sleep without air conditioning as easily as Tim's son, and they are going to be the ones having trouble keeping up with her 5-year-old energy. Everyone apologized for bringing up the "no wives, no girlfriends" rule, and agreed that was a shitty thing to say. It's all good now. Thank you for your support. Not the asshole, but if that's the kind of reception your daughter will be subjected to by your friends, you might just want to bring her fishing by yourselves. She'll probably enjoy that a lot more than she will being looked at by your friends like she's biologically lesser than. Not the asshole. If I were you, I'd ditch their trip and take your daughter on a fishing trip one-on-one. Clearly when they said, "no wives, no girlfriends," they meant no females. Really lame that they, as fathers themselves, aren't more understanding and supportive of you wanting to bring your daughter. Not the asshole. This is a good hill to make your last stand. You are not an asshole, but you sure hang out with some record-breaking assholes. You are being the opposite of an entitled prick. If you go nuclear on your friends, you'll be a damn legend. Not the asshole. Stop being friends with those misogynistic jerks. Like for real. Shay a 5-year-old girl. Take her fishing on your own, and keep being an awesome dad standing up for your girl. Not the asshole, your friends are sexist. I had no idea I needed a penis to go fishing. Do you dangle the bait from that and don't need to use a fishing pole? The hook must hurt like hell. And no, not the asshole. Am I the asshole for getting a car for my stepson, and not my bio kids? I just want to say that I know I was an awful person back in the day and that that's not what I'm here about. I, 37M, have a pretty bad past. I got married at 20, had a kid, had another kid, did drugs, drank way too much, and gambled all our money away, then cheated on my wife. She divorced me, got custody, and I barely ever saw the kids. I didn't pay child support, I never visited, I just did drugs. 4 years ago I got sober. My kids are now 17M and 16F. I got a job, graduated from community college, got a good office job, got my own place and started paying child support, which I'll have to pay for a long time, because there's so many years I didn't cover. I see my kids on the weekends now and we are slowly establishing a relationship again. I have been dating my fiancée for a little over a year now. We live together and her son, 16M, lives with us. For his birthday, we bought him a car. For my son's last birthday, I got him an Xbox, and for my daughter's, a new guitar. When my ex found out about the car, she flipped out and said if I have extra money, I can buy stuff for my actual children who also want nice things. I told her I got my kids what they asked for their birthdays, and if they want cars, I will gladly pay 50% of the cost, because I paid for 50% for my stepson, the other 50% was paid by my fiancé. She called me a selfish asshole and sighed and I haven't changed at all. You are the asshole. I think she's more mad about you being over a decade behind on child support and being able to splurge on 50% of your stepson's car. Info. Did your bio kids know that cars were on the table? Also, is your ex capable of paying for half of 2 cars? If they wanted cars, did you really think they thought it would be reasonable, for teens who didn't see you for 12+ years, to ask for cars? I'm sure they thought an Xbox and a guitar were a stretch. I knew I pushed my luck but knew the upper limit. You are the asshole if you gave more than the same amount you did for their gifts. You are the asshole for being selfish and throwing around your money that you have now. Know why your bio kids didn't think to ask you for a car? Because they know not to expect much of you. You are the asshole, all day and tomorrow. YTA. A fin year? A year and you get this kid, who's not your stepson by the way since you are not married to his mom, a car? While you've neglected your kids for years. An Xbox isn't even close to half of a car. Be honest. You should have just paid 100% for a car for them to share and gotten GF's son a $50 GC at most. Geez. Her kid's actual dad should have been the one get his car, not you, when you have 2 kids who have had an absent dad all these years. You are the asshole. You owe back child support. While that doesn't mean you can't honor your stepson's birthday, it does mean there is no reason you should be purchasing him an expensive gift while your ex is bearing more than her fair share of the cost of raising your bio children. Put another way, the only reason you could afford to pay for half of your stepson's car is because you haven't paid for so much of what your bio kids need over the course of their childhood. Am I the asshole for giving a coworker a piece of candy to help with nausea? As quick background, I, 30F, get really bad car sickness, and when I get migraines I get nauseous, so I carry these ginger candy that is meant to help with nauseousness. And yes, they do come from the pregnancy and prenatal area of the store, and it is targeted to pregnant people. But they do help with nausea without taking actual meds that a lot of the time make me tired. So yesterday morning one of my leads at 28M at work was not feeling and was feeling nauseous, so gave him one of my candies from my bag. I did tell him that it was a ginger candy that was meant to help with nausea. It has seemed to help him, and a couple hours later he asked if I had any more, so I gave him a small handful. Well, I found out this morning that A is upset with me because our supervisor M, 34M, must have recognized the wrappers to the candies and that his wife used those candies for both of her pregnancy. Now the guys at work are talking about how it was an asshole move to give him pregnancy treatment. They were all natural and had nothing other than natural ingredients, to him. And now he is ignoring me. Not the asshole. These guys have fragile egos if they're thinking ginger candy is only for pregnant women. Not the asshole laughing my ass off, it's literally candy. Sounds like a toxic workplace. They give out ginger candies on fishing boats and cruises. Toxic masculinity at its stupidest. Not the asshole. Oh, for Pete's sake. I say this as a dude myself, if men were any more fragile, they'd be made of stained glass. Not the asshole. If they can't get over themselves, that's their loss. NTA, does he think taking a prenatal ginger candy will get him pregnant or something? Seriously though, this man seems to be overreacting. Not the asshole. I wouldn't care if the candy was for babies, having babies or whatever. It contained no drugs and helped him out. He should say thank you and stop acting like a baby.